Hey everyone, welcome to your Modern Maven Tarot Monthly Tarot. Before we dive into the tarot though, I wanted to go over the astrology briefly for November 2024 and also want to thank all of you for joining me. If this does end up resonating, please do hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with somebody who needs to hear this message. For November 2024, there's a lot happening astrologically. We're finally going to be entering Pluto and Aquarius, which is very exciting, but remember too, this is a very pivotal transformational period. This transformation for some people might happen overnight on a conscious level, but as far as the 3D level, we'll be going through some transformations for a while. Now, if you want to skip ahead to your tarot reading, I will have that time stamped, but if you want to stick around for a little bit, get a little bit of information, I also highly suggest that you check out astrology.com's calendar for November 2024. Take a look at your chart and see if there's any key highlights, specifically too if you have a planet, let's say you have Mercury in Sagittarius, and we have Mercury entering Sagittarius on November 2nd. I would highlight that and then utilize that energy to the best of your benefit. Since this month is so transformative, we really want to stay grounded. So I'm going to remind everyone, the best thing you can do is constantly do your shadow work, all right? Your inner child wants to feel safe. Okay, and so the best thing you can do is continually do that, utilize that energy, because the more of us who individually do that shadow work, the better off the collective will be. Okay, so let's kick this off, and the full calendar again will be linked in the description of this video. Now, November 1st, we start with the new moon in Scorpio, okay? So this is going to be exciting. Exciting and scary, okay? Because, it's that idea of knowing that there's change, and change can be exciting, but it can also be scary because we're leaving the comforts of what we know, all right? Even if what we know isn't the best for us, there's still comfort in really expecting what's to come. Now, this new moon is very productive, okay? It'll help us plan for the future. And since it's a new moon and it's regarding transformation, let go of anything from your past identity. And I've already noticed this in the tarot readings that I've done so far. There is so much to embrace with the new, but we gotta let go of the baggage from the past to feel lighter, especially once we get into that air energy of Aquarius and Pluto. Pluto and Aquarius. So let go of your past self, get ready for the new, embrace the possibilities. So this new moon, even with all the chaos in the collective, personally set those intentions for yourself, for the collective, for what you envision the future, all right? And allow it to come to fruition. Now, November 2nd, Mercury enters Sagittarius. I love this because that energy is really bringing truth and honesty, okay? And so here's where this truth and honesty too, it's going to be for the rest of the year, where it's like, I want the truth, all right? You're going to want the truth. We have a lot of misinformation. We have a lot of energy of deceit that has been around. And this is a great time also for making travel plans, okay? So if you also want to explore learning more, if you've ever wanted to go back to school, now is the time to do it. And getting a better understanding of the world, okay, and the collective. And this will be great going into Pluto and Aquarius, connecting us all in the global community. So the more you can do to understand people who are outside of your, personal bubble of understanding, the better you will be in preparation for the insights that are coming to all of us, okay? But travel plans, get excited. You just had that new moon, so you actually might want to incorporate some travel plans in that new moon in Scorpio. Where have you always wanted to travel? Exploring and expanding your knowledge, okay? Now, November 3rd, we have Mars entering Leo. All right. Now, with this, we are going to feel more passionate about life, okay? However, don't forget, along with the heat, that Leo can bring the drama. So going back to your shadow work, the more that you can make that ego energy less confrontational, I guess, is really what I would say, the better off you'll be. I mean, sometimes we do have to allow that confrontation to come. It's just make sure that you're choosing your battles wisely, all right? Because the Mars and Leo, we're going to want to assert ourselves to defend our ego. And sometimes we don't necessarily need to get into the muck, all right? Now, remember, a lot of chaos. There's going to be so much baiting and trolling to get you to attach your energy to low vibe energies, all right? So rise above and focus on the future ahead. Focus on your new moon in Scorpio intentions, okay? And allow that flair for drama to allow you to shine, not to get in the depths of the muck. Now, November 11th, 11/11, I love this, Venus enters Capricorn. So this is where we're going to really get more serious and practical, okay? This is the energy of slow and steady wins the race. Now remember, Venus isn't only love, it's your finances and your health, okay? So when it comes to business relationships, your reputation, thinking practically about all of these areas of your life of relationships, health, wellness, finances. You're going to be feeling more practical, and you're also going to learn to align with people that make your life better. Okay, so this is where we really are going to start seeing the people who are putting in the work. All right, so if you are in a situation where maybe you feel like you're carrying more of a weight, you're going to start noticing the people around you who are doing just as much as you, and you're going to start gravitating towards those people. Okay, but this is the best time to get serious with everything. So we're wrapping up the year, we're tying up loose ends. And so if there's anything related to loose ends with your finances, with any business relationships, that's really something that will encourage us to tackle. Okay, now November 11th, I'm sorry, not November 11th, November 12th, Saturn goes direct in Pisces. Now, this is exciting because remember, we had Saturn going direct in November 2023 at the beginning of November. And now we have a full circle, okay, of a year. Now, Saturn has gone direct and retrograde in that time a couple times, but we get to go and reflect back on the last year. What challenges have you faced? How have you built your strength and resilience? These are questions we want to ask because we want to be our own cheerleader, okay? Especially leading up to the full moon and after this. So it's time to drop back into reality. So it's so nice that the day before we have Venus entering Capricorn, which is already energetically encouraging us to really get serious about what it is we want to nurture, okay? So when we get back into the reality, Saturn's pulling the reins back, all right, until the end of the year. Now, this is where we can use the lessons we've learned to build solid foundations. Okay, and emotional boundaries. That's important. Now remember, because Pisces, that's a big lesson with Pisces in general, is emotional boundaries. So this is setting us up for 2025. Now here's the big thing, because solid foundations, so important. If there's cracks in your foundation, we want to nip that in the bud right now, all right? And so here's where we need to ask ourselves, of all the areas I've grown, of all the areas where I've stepped out of my comfort zone, where am I still holding myself back? Because that's what we are going to want to accept the challenge of into the new year, all right? Utilize November and December to really flush out anything that is still left over from past identities, past chapters, okay? Now, November 15th, full moon in Taurus. So this is so lovely because Taurus rules Venus, right? And on November 11th, we have Venus going into a fellow Earth sign, Capricorn, a very practical energy. Now, this full moon in Taurus is going to be very grounding, okay? It's a very sensual full moon, actually. So it's really where this is the fork in the road, okay? Where we have to ask ourselves, what are our values, all right? If your values change, that is part of evolving. That is part of this higher consciousness. So this is a good time to really go over everything related to value and what you value, and also your valuables, okay? Because Venus, again, also rules finances, and Taurus is the ruler of Venus. So we really want to ask ourselves, like, perhaps there's things that you valued before, like material things that you don't value as much. Let's say that you always valued, buying really nice clothes. We're in Sagittarius season. You're thinking, you know what? That money that I've been using to buy clothes that I'm not wearing, I could put in a savings account to take that dream trip that I've always wanted to take. All right, that's the kind of like reassessing values here with this full moon. Really asking yourselves, where am I putting this money? And am I getting the satisfaction I used to get out of what I'm doing with my money? Okay, and again, like also putting out the energy of love. Please, 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 collective love. We need it so much. Now, the big one, November 19th, Pluto enters Aquarius. Okay, now Pluto is finally going to be here for the next 2 decades. So this really truly is the dawning of a new age. We have to remember that. Now it's the dawning of a new age, okay? And so while some of us might like consciously be already there and jumping in there, we really need to remind ourselves that this is going to take work, and Pluto's about power, okay? Personal power. Now we have Saturn direct, which is actually a positive thing because we're able to put that discipline and rising the challenge, the resilience into this new age of rethinking power, all right? Re-identifying what power is to us personally and power in the collective, and how we want to see power play out in the collective. Okay, so we have to get ready though for what this brings, okay? It does bring the falling of empires, rebellion, but a new vision for the world. And so that's what you need to hold on to, is understand the process, send out love, and really believe in the dawning of a new age, okay? Now, November 21st, Sun enters Sagittarius, okay? So over the next 4 weeks, this is going to be really fiery, but really positive fiery energy, all right? This is where we are going to feel this sense of generosity and daring, taking risks, all right, filled with this feeling of freedom. And we want to race to that new horizon of this new worldview. So we're really going to be pushed and amped to push forward Pluto and Aquarius energy, all right? So channel that energy to the best of your abilities. And remember, we also have Mars in Leo. So remember not to only do it for your own personal ego, but what you truly think is the vision for the future for all of us, not just yourself, but for all of us, okay? Really putting your passion into what is best for the collective and allowing your ego to shine in a manner that isn't just self-serving, all right? But this is going to be so exciting. This is bold energy. Put yourself out there, okay? Really do the things that you've always been scared to do. Because remember, we also had all of that Scorpio energy. So we're shedding, prior to this, we're shedding all of the things that have been holding us back. Now, November 30th. Oh, and right after that, we do have a Mercury retrograde, but it's really more about travel. So just pay attention to your travel plans during Mercury retrograde, okay? But Mercury retrogrades aren't always this doom and gloom. Okay, now November 30th, a new moon in Sagittarius. So we have 2 new moons in this month, okay? So this is a power-packed month. And remember, I'm only doing just the highlights. Go to astrology.com. There is a lot more details. Highlight these dates. Write a little note in your calendar, for setting intentions, for making daring moves, for doing everything, all right? Now, new moon, November 30th, new moon in Sagittarius. This is where we want to spend the last days of November breaking out of our comfort zone and expanding our horizons, okay? This is a good time to take a holiday trip. Again, going back to that Sagittarius energy of learning, expanding our horizons, traveling. Like, this is where we want to get excited, okay? So we're putting all that energy together, and now's the time to actually take these plans and be like, I am going to come and make them into my reality. All right. So it's a very exciting month ahead. I hope you all are excited. Remember, stay, as Pam Gregory says, stay on your eagle's perch. Stay focused on the future. Align with your values. Align with the people who also align with your values for the greater good of the collective. Okay. And now enjoy your tarot reading. All right, Aquarius, let's get to your November tarot. One thing that came through while I was clearing your cards, there's obviously, I keep saying this too, there's a lot of people that are going to start turning their heads to you, especially now that Pluto is going into Aquarius. Just want to send a reminder that, like, the more we expand our knowledge, the higher we lift ourselves up, the more we become almost a teacher, a guide, if you will. We have to remember we're always a student of life, okay? I think that's just something that we always need to humble ourselves with, that we're always a student of life, and that you might have a choice, that perhaps there is something that, like, you've always, that's going to emotionally fulfill you, but it is going to take recognizing that all of this led you to where you are at. And so the more that we can give gratitude to and stay grounded here, that's actually going to pull down to us. We don't need to go up to get it. It's going to come down to us. All right. So that's just another important message. It might take something too where people, you're going to surprise people with the choices you make. But I just feel like there's something here where it's like the choice you make is going to bring more harmony to your relationships. Excuse me. But also it's something where, like, it might not be what you're doing now. Like, the box you're choosing, it might be what you're passionate about, what you've always been passionate about, but it might be something that surprises people, okay? But that surprise shouldn't deter you from doing it, because it is something that's like really lucrative. It just might take some time, okay? So remember the power of patience. Remember that we're always a student of life. Also, too, if this does resonate, please do hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with somebody who needs to hear it. But the financial aspect is something where We don't want that to be our only focus. All right. Sometimes we have to take risks. We have to take gambles. Just don't let it be your only focus. All right. Just, even if you need to like make a chart, because I see 2 boxes. So it's like, this is what I'm doing now. This is what I want to do. And then see the pros and cons and everything. Okay. Maybe that'll help you, narrow it down a little bit more. So let's see what we got going on for you for November 2024. Yeah, a lot opening up to you. This is exciting. A lot opening up to you, and something where, nice. Something where it's feeling really solid. Okay, that's always exciting. Oh, amazing. All right, so the new moon at the end of the month is going to be powerful because this is the end of the month, and that is where things are heading. So this is exciting. Okay, so we'll get to that in just a second. I'm getting too excited. Overall energy for the month of November 2024, Knight of Coins. So this is where, like I said, it makes perfect sense that you are really completely engaged in your life and opening up to like wanting more and saying yes to more. It could be a partnership too, where you're both aligned with the same vision and you both are accepting the work that it takes, the work and the discipline that it takes to build whatever you're building. But it's exciting, whatever it is, okay? What you have the right, or what you need more of than 10 of Cups. Okay, so what you need more of. All right, so you do need to make sure, like I said, like we're so excited and we're so building up something like in the 3D world. It's really making us feel energized and alive. We cannot, we do not want to ignore our emotional needs and responsibilities. I'm almost getting emotional responsibilities, but this is what we need to focus on is like, you are here because everything is the right place, okay? The new is coming in, but it's coming into where you are. So this is why I think that we saw that 4 of Cups and why that message came out is because it's where you're at now that's bringing that cup down to you. You don't need to go chase it. It's coming down to you. So when you're visualizing that, like especially if you see that 4 of Cups imagery, visualize not you going up to get that cup, but that cup is coming down to you and where everything is in its right place, okay? That's a very important message for you. Now, what you have the right amount of, Justice. So this is clear. This is Major Arcana, so it's collective energy. You have this in the right place, clarity, balance, fairness, all of the scales being brought, oh my gosh, the scales of justice being brought back into balance because of Pluto in Aquarius, okay? You are feeling that shift personally with your power because of what is happening in the collective. So it makes perfect sense that you have justice in the area of what you have the right amount of, okay? And also you're seeing the clarity too of everything in the collective. All right. Now, what you need less of, though, the High Priestess. So here's what I was saying. Okay, the High Priestess is ruled by the moon, too, which is interesting with the moon at the end of the month. The High Priestess in the area of what you need less of. This is what I said. You are never done learning. So yes, are you connected to Source? Are you connected to collective unconscious? Are you connected to the innovative Aquarian like thinking? Yes, but you're never done learning, okay? When you think you've plateaued, there's something else to learn. And so that's really what this card is indicating, is that you are so connected, but sometimes we need to balance that, okay? You can't just be tuned into Source all the time. We really want to balance that with, again, like I said, whatever this is, okay? And what you can change, the 4 of Swords. So, oh, here we go. You need to tune it out. This can create, if you're too tuned into this and like you're getting it like almost like, like a writing, like you're locking yourself in and you're getting into like this writing, like all of this stuff is being downloaded to you and you just have to get it out. But like it's going to cause burnout. So just make sure that you're taking time to rest. Just make sure you're taking time to unplug. For you specifically, unplug, okay? Pluto and Aquarius, Aquarius with air communication, air signs. You need to make sure that you are balancing the time connected to the time unplugging, okay? That's just a very important message for you. Now, what you can change, the 2 of Coins. And so here it is. This is something where the benefit of Capricorn. So this is Jupiter in Capricorn. Expansion through dedication and discipline, all right? Through balance. So balance, like oftentimes this indicates, you have your job that you have and then you have your passion project. Well, it might take some extra work. But honestly, what this is indicating to me is just balancing your emotional well-being, the water, with what you're growing, because it's so important to take time for all the other things in your life besides just what it is that you are trying to grow, either creatively or monetarily. Now, the end of the month, the moon card, this is pretty fascinating. This is Pisces energy. So we have a new moon in Sagittarius, and then we also have Saturn direct in Pisces. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly read those again. Okay, I know we went through it already, but I just want to remind you. So November 12th, Saturn goes direct in Pisces, right? So it's back to reality with strict Saturn, okay, as it reins us in until the end of the year. Use the lessons you've learned to build a solid foundation, okay, as well as emotional boundaries, okay? The moon is your emotions, all right? Pisces, not the best at emotional boundaries. I'm a Pisces, so I'm calling myself out there. And so there's this idea of like really recognizing the importance of emotional boundaries, but also boundaries mean not closing everybody off, okay? And going back to this again, like with the balancing, the dedication, slow and steady wins the race. Capricorn is a hardworking energy. It puts in a little bit every day, right? It's like that slow growth. And then let's get to that new moon in Sagittarius at the end of the month, because this is the end of the month, okay? Spend the last day of November breaking out of your comfort zone and expanding your horizons during the lunar cycle. This is a good time to take a holiday trip, do an independent study, and take a leap of faith, okay? So really utilize this energy to say yes what is coming into your life. This is very exciting. I'm not surprised though, because again, you're Aquarius, where Pluto's going to be in your sign for the next 20 years, 40 years? I can't remember. A long time though. All right. Your past life energy, karmic relationships. So whoever this is, because generally this is two people joining forces, right? If this is a person, like this is somebody who's been in your life before. And karmic relationships, they don't have to be romantic, right? Like that's not what that means. So hold on a second. Hold on. Okay. Feeling very energetically excited with your reading, so thank you. I was feeling kind of tired. This card indicates that one or more of your people in your current life are from previous lifetimes. You both ended your relationships with karmic imbalances. This means that one or both of you are most likely harboring old feelings that need to be healed and released. When this occurs, you will be set free from recurring destructive and toxic relationship patterns. In some cases, this card will arise when there is a reunion with a beloved soul from a previous life. Perhaps you finally reconnected with a romantic partner from your past, or a new relationship is bringing you great joy. With healthy past life connections, you'll immediately feel a sense of comfort and familiarity. You receive this card in answer to a question or concern that involves a karmic relationship. Fortunately, you can appeal to the higher self for help in releasing any old stuck energies or emotions. You may also be guided to work with a specialist in past life regression and relationship healing. Okay. I'm seeing the higher of this. This is more of an excitement of reconnecting with somebody. I don't get this as anything like in the low vibe needing to heal, which is amazing, okay? All right, so let's get some archetypal energy and get some more information on this karmic relationship. Now, with archetypal cards, they can be you or somebody else. We all play characters in each other's lives, but Aquarius, the most important part is that you are the hero of your own journey. Engineer. I'm definitely reading this. Honestly, I feel like you're both engineers connecting together, and that's why it's so exciting, okay? Light attributes. Ability to give creative energy a practical expression, talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. That is such an Aquarian thing right now. Shadow attributes, reliance on mechanistic solutions without regard for emotional consequences. So we got to be careful of that shadow energy, okay? We got to be careful of that shadow energy because we need to balance that focus of what that cup is that we want to attain with what we already got down here, all right? But the practical, so here's where it's like the Aquarian energy, innovation, right? Innovations that can really help all of us collectively. It's such a wonderful energy to have. So if you're on that wavelength, amazing, all right? Keep with it. Just stay balanced, okay? So let's get an empowering question for you that's going to help you with all of this. All right, what empowering question will help Aquarius? Whoa. Well, that went flying. Okay, so clearly to that karmic relationship. You have to ask yourself with this karmic relationship, what is my instinct telling me to do? Now, seeing the High Priestess here in the area of what we need less of, we do need to be mindful, because sometimes that instinct that we think is our higher self is actually our shadow trying to pull us back, okay? So just to be mindful of that, okay? What is my life like when it is in balance? Balance, balance. So you know this is perfect because your life is in balance right now. So you have to act like, what does this feel like? What does it look like? All right? Needing to accept that balance. So you want your life in balance, right? So exciting. I'm so excited for you. Okay, dragon energy. Let's see what dragon energy can help Aquarius for November 2024. Perfect. All right, this is incredible because we have Pluto going in Aquarius, air sign, in also Sagittarius season coming, fire. I am so excited for you. Expands your creative energies. Harness your creative excitement and enthusiasm. Communicate your passion. This is amazing. So unbelievably amazing for you. Like I said, just make sure you're balancing your life. Make sure you're balancing that creative output with rest, tuning out the outside world and tuning into your the relationships that really matter to you, okay? So let's get some crystal energy that's going to help you with that this month. Well, crystal energy is going to help Aquarius balance, balance, balance. Oh, I love this. This is going to be good for those relationships. Pink tourmaline, gift of love. Okay, so this is really going to help you, like I said, focus on those 3 cups that are already down there. You have that one, like I said, you just focusing on where your cups are at, that cup is going to come down to you, okay? Just keep visualizing that. All right, so we are going to do a final clarifier for the end of the month, and then we're going to close this out. Aquarius, thank you so much for joining me. You have one of the shorter readings, but it's because it's so exciting. Like I feel like you're just charged and ready to go. So let's get a clarifier for you. 9 of Wands. Okay. All right. You needed to hear that. So even though everything's like super exciting and like ready to go, I think that 4 of Swords, what you need to change, you have the strength and reserve to pursue this, whatever it is, creatively and passionately you want to get out there. But we really need to leave something behind that is not allowing us to take the time that we need to rest, okay? You're going to make yourself more tired and more exhausted by not allowing yourself to unplug when you need to, okay? You need to allow yourself to unplug. It's so hard because like we can keep going and going and going and going, but you just need to make sure that you take time for that, all right? It's gonna be major though. This is Saturn and Pisces, the moon, like all of this stuff is gonna combine at the end of the month to really recognize like this is what this new life of being in balance, this is what it feels like to be in balance, and I'm ready to say and let go of whatever it is that is causing me to not accept the 4 of Swords, really. So thank you so much, Aquarius, for joining me. Again, please hit that like button, subscribe, share this with somebody who needs to hear this message, and as always, shine your inner light. You've got this.